You know this girl? This lovely girl. Yes, it's been nearly 3 years since she's been out. She was out on March 2nd of 2021. And when she was released, everyone was like,
Yeah, you're just imagining things. Quick, do something!
because yes, back then alongside with Xiangling, she was also basically one of the best pyro DPS of Genshin Impact, and still even to this day, right before Furina comes out, she still holds that title. However, being top tier wasn't actually enough for Hu Tao. The whole universe decided to buff Hu Tao multiple times as if she was praying to all her forefathers, and yes, her prayers were answered, for when patch 3.0 was released, or that was in Sumeru, whole universe changed up Hydro Resonance from being the worst then of having healing bonus to a whopping 25% HP bonus buff, which was in favor of everything for Hu Tao since she is now having more damage buff from having more HP, and she can also work with a lot more Hydro in her team for Vaporize capability, which I have discussed a lot way back in this video of mine. But that is still not enough. For now, she very much attained God tier buff from Furina alongside with the newest Hunter set that was introduced in patch 4.0. Therefore, she now have everything changed for her once again, which is why we have today's video, guys. Basically an updated build in terms of the very best build for Hu Tao at this point in time. We'll be going through very much in depth into showing you my specific build and how Hu Tao is currently performing in the current meta. But before we dive into today's video, let's venture into the fantasy world of this video sponsor, Tales and Dragons New Journey. So Tales and Dragons New Journey is a mobile fantasy idle adventure RPG but have a darker tone than most, where you explore the fairy tale kingdom of Oz, the witch Marlene has unknowingly awakened the dragon's shadow tyrant, and it's up to you to rally the dreamers and stop the shadow tyrant's reign of terror and the spooky monster it has unleashed into Oz. You can use heroes like Brittany, who's a different take on Red Riding Hood, to fight off these creatures. Also, did I mention that this game has one of the sickest art styles of any mobile RPG that I've seen so far, and I absolutely love the brooding nature of this game. The gameplay is the perfect balance of work and play, because while it's completely idle, you can also score a ton of rewards to upgrade your heroes who are based on your favorite fairy tale characters, and then build your team optimally with rewards you receive. This game isn't just about leveling up quickly, for it's more about making sure you have the right team combination of heroes, skills and gear so you can take on those spooky bosses in the most efficient way possible. So what are you waiting for? Jump into this magic and fantastical world and download this game for free by clicking on the link in the description or scanning my QR code on your screen. As soon as you log in, get ready for a fantastic surprise of 1,001 free draws, and also use my promo code to redeem 500 diamonds and more worth around $30. It's first come first serve, guys, so don't miss out on exploring Tales and Dragons New Journey today, guys. And so what is the team that Hu Tao is currently best running in? Well, I will quickly show it to you right here.
Quietly now. Game's up. Let the world collide! Barbados, guide us.
While that wasn't actually the best execute, as my Hu Tao did got hit quite a lot, but you can kind of already see how the team would normally run. And so yes, the team that Hu Tao is being featured the best in right now would be Hu Tao running alongside with Furina, Yelan and then Jin. Furina definitely have been the biggest factor in terms of changing most of the things that Hu Tao has and giving her the biggest buff at this point in time. Running alongside that definitely is Yelan, so that we have Hydro Resonance. Plus, of course, Yelan has a lot of buffing capability to the team as well. And then finally, Jin is a perfect character to run alongside with Furina in the team in terms of healing, and then VV Shred for you as well. Now, the biggest question you may be wondering at this point in time probably would be, hey, SuperaTom. If we're using Jean as a healer, won't Hu Tao get her under 50% HP buff from her talent? And I would say yes, we will be missing out on that. However, due to the fact that Furina and then Yelan as well as Jean already have the capacity to be buffing Hu Tao attack level to very high, it's actually not as important for you to be focusing on having your Hu Tao under 50% HP, since the buffing on this team is already so much that sometimes you can get into a little bit of diminishing return. But overall, that's just to say that we're basically looking into maximizing the team's damage output as much as possible here. Now of course, I do know that this is very much an expensive team, so another version of this team, if you're looking into more of a free to play, would be Hu Tao running alongside with Furina, Xingqiu, and then Bennett. Now you can also kind of swap Bennett into Jean's place on Hu Tao main's team, because yes, Bennett is generally better in terms of attack buffing, but yes, as I mentioned, we do sometimes get into a little bit of attack diminishing return. Plus Jean is slightly a little bit more comfy in terms of healing for you, because she does have that whole team heal as well as 4-piece VV shred. So yes, generally speaking, it's slightly going to be your choice, but from my testing, Jean is generally going to be the best option here. So now that you know the team members of Hu Tao newest upgrade, we get into the nitty gritty, where we look into the specific builds of the character running on this team, because it can be important in terms of which weapon and artifacts we are using. So in terms of Hu Tao, her weapon wise, Homa is still generally the best. Once again, I do know that if we're having, Jean or Bennett on the team, Hu Tao won't be able to have her HP under 50% most of the time. Therefore, Homa's second passive and her talent won't be getting the buff. But yeah, at this point in time, it doesn't entirely matter because of the other buffing character we have on her team. So overall, Homa is still generally the best. However, there is slightly a better options when we are running Hu Tao on this specific team, and that is going to be the Scarlet Sands. For Scarlet Sands utilizes the maximum output of Hu Tao's EM potential. Since yes, this team definitely specializes in Hu Tao Vaporize capability, she will be able to deal very high reaction damage. Plus, you won't have to worry too much about diminishing return when we're using the other buffing character on her team, which is really nice. Though I know that it's going to be a pretty much heavy investment, but we already know how expensive this current team we're building for Hu Tao. So yes, if you've already got Homa, then definitely just use that, as it is still her overall BIS option. Now if you don't have any of the 5-star options guys, then yes, the Dragon's Bane for free to play is still her best bet. I do understand that it is a gacha options, however, Dragon's Bane has already been appearing quite a lot of time throughout the banners, so I feel that you guys might already have 1 or 2 copy of this, especially if you have Hu Tao on your account. While we do have a lot of other free-to-play options to discuss, but I won't be going in depth here in this video, and I will be just recommending Dragon's Bane, because other options would generally be much worse than Dragon's Bane when we're building on this team. Now for Hu Tao's artifact set, since we are using Furina on her team, the Hunter's set that we have in patch 4.0 is definitely going to be the best for Hu Tao. Furina just make the Hunter set so much better that generally speaking, if any of the character on your team that is just slightly focused on damage output, the Hunter set is generally going to be the best option than most of the artifacts that is available to any of the characters, which is why the Hunter set right now is just so OP. But of course, we've already know it gives so much crit rate to your character, but in Hu Tao's case, she can also make use of her normal and charge attack 15% damage bonus. So that set is definitely a perfect fit for Hu Tao. For artifact specific stats, we are gonna be having EM Sands running on Hu Tao, in opposed to the usual HP percentage Sands. Pyro Goblet is still gonna be the same, and then of course this time we're focusing everything on crit damage. Whilst you can see, I got a little bit lucky with my EM Sands crit rate roll here, which is why my current Hu Tao stats is generally pretty good. She's having base 43% crit rate, and therefore with another 36%, that's basically an 80% crit rate that Hu Tao is having most of the time. Now moving on, we have Furina's build. We basically already know what her artifacts is, however the most important thing here is gonna be her very much specific specific weapon. Because here's the thing guys, Furina's signature weapon isn't generally always her best in slot. For if we're looking in this very specific team, then the key is actually Furina's best weapon here. Because guess what? Not only does the key gives an insane amount of HP to Furina, which of course she really loves, but also it provides an amazing EM buff to your whole team, which is able to support all of the character on your team, specifically Hu Tao. For yes, she would very much love a lot more EM than she currently has. So yes, if you have the key on your account, slap that onto Furina. However, I do know that most of us don't, and especially if you're looking into the free-to-play option, then usually the Festering Desire if you have been here for a very long time in Genshin Impact. Other than that, basically the Ferryman would be the absolute free-to-play options that we have for Furina here. Now for Yelan, her best weapon would be the Elegy here. As we've already known, the Elegy is generally the best supporting weapon in the whole game. Yeah, giving a lot more energy recharge for your Yelan so that she has a better uptime of her burst, but also give a lot of EM as well as attack percentage to your whole team as well, for very much benefiting Hu Tao as an overall here. For free-to-play options, of course, we just go with the Favonius Bow for energy recharge wide support for your whole team. Now, Yelan's artifacts, if you've already have, like the Noblesse Oblige set for her, then yeah, I'd say that you can keep it. However, if you actually got Bennett, who's also on Noblesse Oblige, then Yelan definitely wants to be on the Hunter set. Therefore, yes, it is a lot of investment into the Hunter set, so I do recommend you to put a lot of your resins into farming that domain if you have nothing else to do. Up next is Jean. Her usual artifact sets would definitely be 4-piece VV because it's very, very important. Generally, for her weapon, I just go with the Favonius Sword for energy recharge, helping for your whole team. Because of course, Jean burst uptime is the most important part here on this team, or you will be in trouble otherwise. So those are basically the specific build of every character that we're going to be running on Hu Tao newest team. As you can see, it is very invested, but yes, it is the absolute best team that Hu Tao has in her roster at this point in time. If you're someone who really loves Hu Tao, then this is definitely something you can aim toward when you're building her. Now, to show you a bit of a difference in terms of her newest team compared to her generally best team before Furina and patch 4.0 arrived, so that you can kind of see a difference between the two teams. As you can see, Hu Tao's newest team just cleared out our large Toad friend here a lot faster than the team before. Of course, if you're seeing the number, it's only 6 seconds. However, this is a very fast fight. If we're bringing it to a much longer fight that requires 2 or 3 or more rotations, like specifically the Abyss, the time gap is going to be a lot even greater. Alright, so now that we've already know what the potential of Hu Tao's newest team can be, I'll show you a quick showcase of my current Hu Tao team performing in the Abyss. So yes, just sit back, relax and enjoy, but a little bit of spoiler alert is that it's rather fast, so you won't be having to sit too long.
Time to shine. Here comes the catch. Wind, hear me. Game's up. Fun is over. Barbados, guide us.
Alright, so the overall time of Hu Tao clearing all of the floor 12 half is 1 minute and 46 seconds. That is definitely the fastest time that I've got for a team in the Abyss. Because guys, if you didn't realize, 1.5 minutes is usually how long it takes to clear one half, yet Hu Tao team is basically clearing all 3 of the half in slightly over the time that it usually takes to clear one. So yes, you can kind of see how slightly OP this current team actually is. It is very good. Though of course I know that all of the character on my team is very much invested, and many of your team will be a little bit slightly under invested. So yes, the time can be a little bit longer. However, as long as you have this character roster and use them well, this team can still be one of, if not the most powerful team you currently have on your account. So I would say guys, that is currently my best build for Hu Tao. I really hope that was a helpful video for you to take your Hu Tao team to the next level. If you do have any question guys, just leave it down in the comment section and I will get to you there. If you're new to the channel guys, don't forget to subscribe as I post a lot of different Genshin Impact videos, and I'm sure it will be very valuable to you. I really appreciate you guys sticking with me till this part of the video, and with that I wish you a super day and I will catch you on my next video.